Ladies and gentlemen, I'm with Mr. James McAvoy.
Hello.
Here he is, Professor X. What an exciting event this must be. And we have, of course, so many of your co-stars here with you. Am I right in thinking that the scene we've seen in the trailer, no spoilers, but the scene that you have with Patrick Stewart, that was your first day of filming?
It was my first day and his last day. Yeah, it was fairly intense, but, you know, getting to do your character at someone's face who is doing it back at you and in your mind, because you've been a fan of his since he was 10, doing it so much better, was quite nerve-wracking, but it was good.
You and Michael, I think, and you're going to blush now, are considered two of the finest screen actors of your generation.
Wow.
You're working here with two of the finest screen and stage actors of the previous generation. Did you feel you had to up your game? Was there any element of competition?
Well, when you get home and you realise that your generation's the best, you just, you know, the pressure's off that. I don't mean that. I don't mean that. Okay. They're two of the finest actors working today, and, you know, being next to them, being in the same movie to them is a real honour. You do feel like you need to up your game, but you kind of feel like that every time you step into an X-Men movie, because we've got these fans, these people who take it so seriously, they get so passionate about. They've been feeling that way about it since the 60s, and, you know, you just, when you've got that kind of support, you do feel privileged, but you feel it incumbent upon you to do it right. So the pressure's on always.
Professor X, as played by you have a slick new set of wheels. I hesitate to call it a wheelchair, it's even better. How was that to work with? Were you actually controlling that device?
I was, yeah. There's no brake on it. You just have to kind of take your finger off the power and gauge when it stops, so I came a cropper quite a lot. I didn't actually ask Sir Patrick how he used to get on it, but I knocked a few people over. And you know that bridge that goes out to Cerebro? I nearly took a header off it 3 or 4 times. Yeah, and I did actually think I knocked Hugh Jackman off it once.
Okay, that was obviously deliberate.
Obviously, he was getting way too much camera time.
Hugh's not here. He has the reputation as being one of the nicest men in show business. There must be one bad habit you can share with us.
Oh, well, it's not even a bad habit, but he does like a sing-song in his trailer. Wow. So we were all running about having a game of BB Wars one day, and from his trailer I could just hear him saying, "He's like the son I might have known," and it was the most surreal kind of Hollywoody movie experience I've ever had.
I still want to see Wolverine doing the show tunes.
Wolverine show tunes? Well, he has actually committed to the internet, him singing a Wolverine-based version of Bring Him Home. It is brilliant.
What's next for you? You've got the next X-Men movie on the horizon. Do you know when you start filming that?
I think, you know, nothing is set in stone, but I think next summer we start shooting that.
Wow.
I'm just going to get done now for saying that,
okay.
But I think that's the truth.
And tonight there's a bit of a party. When do you go off to the next of these premiere events?
I go tomorrow night to Sao Paulo, and then I fly back to Europe for one, and then from there go to New York again for a bit more.
One final question. I know a lot of the fans loved in First Class the relationship between you and Mr. Fassbender, Charles and Eric. There was an intimate moment or two there. Yeah. There was a connection. Do we finally get to see them kiss?
Air kiss. Air kiss and Eskimo kiss. Yeah.
You know, if you're air kissing him, he can use his brain to pull you closer. You know that.
It's a good one. He can try. He can keep trying. He's going to need to buy me dinner a few more times first.
Ladies and gentlemen, James McAvoy!